By the way, if the city can function just fine without this Sinister Six doing their jobs, then why do we need them employed by the city of Brampton anyway? So let's just see if Babu is here. Babu! Babu, where are you? Babu! Babu! Bababooey! Babu! David Menzies for Rebel News here in Vaughan, Ontario. And folks, we have returned to the scene of the crime, if you will. Yes, this is the secret campaign headquarters for sneaky Patrick Brown. And we're here today because of the bombshell news that landed late Tuesday evening, namely Patrick Brown has been disqualified as a candidate for the Conservative Party of Canada leadership. Now, in a statement, Ian Brodie, chair of the Leadership Election Organizing Committee, said that there were, quote, serious allegations of wrongdoing, end quote, and these wrongdoing allegations are apparently related to financing rules. Not much more to go on than that, but I think that might change in the days ahead. Now, Patrick Brown reacted with a mixture of anger, shock, and outrage over his disqualification, and his camp released the following statement, quote, "The attempt to silence Canadians and skirt democratic values through this unfounded disqualification is the only way to ensure his," meaning Pierre Poilievre, "victory was secured," end quote. But the other thing is that he seems to be blaming the Poilievre campaign on this and not his own actions.
We are very disappointed, and obviously we know where this is coming from. It was Pierre Poilievre supporters on Leoc that were pushing this. Clearly, their campaign wanted me out of the race. They benefit the most from me being out of the race.
Now, I alluded to the scene of the crime. You may recall when my cameraman Lincoln J and I came here last month, we caught Patrick Brown red-handed going to his secret headquarters located in Vaughan and not Brampton, where he is the mayor, so that's kind of odd. But even worse, we know of at least 6 city staff members, many of them very senior, who have not taken an unpaid leave of absence, who are working on the campaign. Check out our, well, I guess it was a kind of an O.J. Simpson slow car chase. And of course, where did Patrick Brown go? Back to City Hall, back to home? No, to a police station. Check it out. Patrick Brown drove straight to the Brampton police headquarters.
Okay, go, get out.
Okay, then. Okay, you get out right now.
Go, please.
Mr. Brown! Mr. Brown! Mr. Brown, why are senior City of Brampton staff working out of your secret campaign headquarters in Vaughan? Mr. Brown,
Mr. Brown, any
is that on the taxpayer dollar? Have they taken a leave of absence? Mr. Brown, why are City of Brampton employees working at your campaign headquarters in Vaughan? Is this on the taxpayer dollar? Mr. Brown. Now, folks, another thing that is really perversely ironic about the Patrick Brown camp saying that democratic values have been skirted by Patrick Brown's disqualification is this. Do you know, so far, the last 3 city council meetings in Brampton were canceled due to a lack of a quorum. Patrick Brown and those favorable to Patrick Brown on council didn't show up, and a quorum was not achieved. There's going to be another council meeting tonight. I understand that's going to be canceled due to a lack of quorum. And basically what we've been told is that there are 2 investigation motions regarding Patrick Brown's behavior in the city of Brampton. He doesn't want to address that. And so he is, well, it's kind of like proroguing Parliament, isn't it? He will not have City Council sit. So I think if you're talking about the democratic process being eclipsed, well, look no further than Patrick Brown. In any regard, this is an ongoing story. Patrick Brown, of course, is implying that Pierre Poilievre is behind his ouster. That's the only way he can win, given the number of memberships that Patrick Brown has allegedly sold. We are going to stay on the story in the days ahead, and we're going to see if indeed Patrick Brown goes the legal route. That will be fascinating. But at the end of the day, when it comes to who you believe and who you don't, well, given Patrick Brown's track record, given how he lies about everything, given that he will say anything to anybody to get ahead, I kind of know where I'm weighing in. And by the way, folks, since we are here at Patrick Brown's sneaky headquarters, oh, and that's a story too, we've been tipped off that this property belongs allegedly to a friend of Patrick Brown that let him lease it for free, which again is against the rules. I've reached out to the property owner. I'm waiting to hear back to hear his side of the story. But since we are here, I wonder if the chief staffer for the city of Brampton, that would be Babu Nagalingam, is here. We know he's been here for weeks on end. We came here and we made note of his white Audi SUV. So he, like at least 5 others, were doing Patrick Brown business as opposed to City of Brampton business. Wow, that is, well, fraud. I mean, they are defrauding taxpayers out of their money in terms of not doing their job for the city. And by the way, if the city can function just fine without this sinister 6 doing their jobs, then why do we need them employed by the city of Brampton anyway? So let's just see if Babu is here. Babu! Babu, where are you? Babu! Babu! Bababooey! Babu! Well, there you go. We know, folks, he has switched cars. He's not driving his white Audi anymore, so I can't tell whether or not he's here. But I guess it's only a matter of time before we cross paths with him. Just checking the back door, too, folks. Usually when the weasels scurry away, they've got all kinds of, additional entrances and exits to head off into the hinterland, but locked down tight. In the meantime, keep it tuned to Rebel News. We're going to continue to dig and see how the Patrick Brown story plays out. Hopefully there is no epilogue. Conservatives and the Conservative Party of Canada are better served with this person on the sidelines as opposed to in the race. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Wow, the heat is on when it comes to that man who would be leader of the Conservative Party and perhaps even Prime Minister. Yes, I'm talking about that lying liar, Patrick Brown, Mayor of Brampton. You know, folks, we've caught his hands in the cookie jar in several occasions, and if you want to see our reports, please go to sneakypatrick.com, sneakypatrick.com, and if you can, please make a donation so that we can continue to do this kind of investigative journalism.